Please give me something. Just over 2 months ago, we all got a notification. It popped up here in our newsfeed in Raid. And when we clicked on it, we were met with Chaos Awakes. We didn't really know much about it, but we just knew it was coming. So like most people, I went straight to YouTube. I looked at all of the usual content creators I watch, and I thought, cool, who's going to give me the information? Like, I really want to know what's coming. Someone tell me something. And I must admit, I was very surprised that whilst people were essentially going over patch notes and, you know, once the embargo was lifted, people were giving out more information. The thing that really struck me is just that there was so much negativity surrounding the event. And for the life of me, I couldn't really work out why, because to me, it just seemed any other event in Raid, any other patch that they put in Raid. People are going to hate it, people are going to love it. So I digested as much as humanly possible, and then I kind of sat back and thought, I need to put my input into this. And that's how this channel was born. I went on a little bit of a rant. I watched it back, deleted it, and then re-recorded it. And that's how Damn Mind Gaming was essentially born. So I thought it would only be fitting to revisit Chaos Awakes, seeing as it's now coming to a close. Where did I land 2 months ago? I just kind of thought, hey, this looks really cool. In fact, I can't really think of much bad to say about it. Is it as good as some of the other ones we've had? Don't know. Hasn't happened yet, but I thought, let's give it a chance. So in today's video, I'm just going to go over what we've had, what we didn't have, and, you know, has my mind changed at all? Guys, before we go ahead, just letting you know, there is a promo link. It's going to be written in the pinned comment of this video, as well as the description. If you're looking to maybe try the free-to-play life, maybe you just want to recommend this game to a friend, it's going to get you off to a solid head start with the likes of Elenaril, Fayne, Tagoar, and Uugo as you level up your account. And if you want that, just follow these instructions. Log out of Plarium Play on your PC and uninstall the game. Click the link, register with a brand new email address, launch Raid, complete the tutorial, go to your inbox and claim your first free champion. Like I say, this is a good promo link, and if you want it, click the link, get your goodies today. So here we are. For me, it's 1 day left of Chaos Awakes. By the time this video goes out, it's probably finished. And have I enjoyed it? I think, yeah. I think I actually have. We got given quite a few new things. There was a whole abundance of relics that came into the game. I think they're listed under here. Yeah, we got our Chaos Awakes relics, couple of mythicals, the usual, nothing crazy. I didn't get my hands on any of the mythical relics. I think I got this gilded pinion, which was part of some form of event, I think. But my relic luck hasn't been great so far. You know, that was just one thing that was bought with us. We also got the Coalition event, which I actually thought was a really cool idea. I like the idea of everyone kind of chipping in so that everyone can get rewards. This is something that I do actually hope that they bring back. It kind of reminds me a little bit of maybe even like the Doom Tower. It didn't really cost anything to do it. You just played as you normally would, but you earn all of your passive rewards for what I call for free. Now, if you pushed up to, I think it was 20,000 points, then there's no way that was going to be free. But I think just for the average player, we all got given more than we would normally on a sort of Monday to Friday rotation. So I thought Coalition event was a really good idea, and I genuinely hope that they use that as a model to do more things moving forward, even if it's outside of a big sort of patch like Chaos Awakes. If it's something they chose to run once every few months anyway, I think I would be genuinely happy with that. And actually, I thought the sort of spread of rewards was kind of fair. I wouldn't have liked it if I was going for one of those sort of top 10 spots. I didn't really think it was that worth it, but that's no different to anything else that normally happens in Raid. If we take this Gear Ascension tournament that we've got today, we look at the sort of first place rewards, and they're okay. You know, you get your 6-star artifact set, a chest, which is probably rubbish. But if you look at the global leaderboards, and this has been a thing for ages, if I had just put down 42k points in this event, I wouldn't be overly happy that a legendary skill tome was my reward. I'd kind of want like 5 or something like that. So top rewards, you know, it's not my world. I don't go chasing top rewards because I really just don't spend much money in this game. But as far as the structure of rewards go, I didn't really have any complaints. I just saw it as I logged in, did a bit of Raid, and I got even more free stuff than we normally would. And what else was introduced? One of my favorite things, just because it really split the crowd, and I think it was one of the main reasons that people were getting really negative online, and that was the introduction of the oil mixer. Now, people were really mad about this, and honestly, I found it so funny. Yes, it's expensive. If I was to craft all of these, that would cost me 30 million. But why would you craft all of them? Like, you don't need to. Just top up as and when you need them. It was almost, people's reviews of it and criticism were almost like, Plarium is forcing me to do this. And I just laughed and I said, you know, no one is holding a gun to your head making you play this game. Have I used the oil mixer? I don't think so. Maybe I might have topped up a few to get these medium oils, because that seems to be the one we have the least of. But I thought the oil mixer was actually a very cool, essentially, implementation into this game. And in a weird way, I actually do wish they'd take it a step further. I wish there was a way to convert oil into chaos dust. Now, I appreciate it would probably be bonkers expensive, but even if it was maybe 500 superior oil for one chaos dust, I really like the concept of us having excess resources laying around and actually being able to turn it into something, regardless of the cost. The fact that we got the option is the bit about it that made me happy. And I really hope that, again, they continue to do stuff like that, because we're all probably sitting on a whole bunch of low-level stuff that kind of is no use. I mean, these numbers at the top of the screen here with these 60,000 lesser oils, that's not because I went wailing out on any events, because again, like I say, I really don't spend much. It's just that when you do all these events, jump forward 6 months, you're going to have a massive stash. So I really enjoyed the introduction of the oil mixer, and I kind of enjoyed the hate that it caused in the community, because actually that inspired me to make my video on how to make more silver. You know, why are you broke in raid? You're spending all your stuff. It's the same story every single time. Another cool feature that came in, and I don't know if this is Chaos Awakes exclusive, but a massive change they made was actually to the tag team arena brackets. They finally widened it, and I think that's allowed a lot more people that were initially stuck on the 2 missions. Now loads of people have got Romantu, and that's really cool. It's a little change they made a champion very accessible to a lot more people. When I was doing takeovers, no one had Romantu because it was really hard to get into gold tag team arena. In fact, it was ridiculous. I probably spent 2 or 3 months just logging in on a Sunday night and just trying to push as many points as I could to leave me in as much green as you can get over here, that hopefully when I logged back in on Monday morning, I'd actually made it to gold and not got pushed back into silver. So that was a really solid update that came with it. Something that I think there's still room for improvement, because there's a lot of almost exploit, if you want to call it, with tag team, but that's not what this is about. We're just talking Chaos Awakes. Another thing, again, I don't know if it's completely exclusive, but we were given, I don't think I've actually got one today, but we were given the changeable daily quest in the advanced quests. And suddenly, a very common complaint was kind of squashed. And one of those complaints, I think, stems from when they introduced Iron Twins. And we all kind of had to sit back and go, that's really great and all, but it costs us energy to do it, and you're not actually giving us more energy. So how are we going to actually do this without spending other resources like gems? So the changeable quest, which allowed you to, you know, essentially switch it between maybe live arena or a bit of Phantom Shogun or Sand Devil, but one of the greatest ones they put in there was the use 6 fortress keys a day quest, which actually meant, okay, you had to spend 120 energy to do Iron Twins, but you got 50 of it back. Another really nice little quality of life improvement. I would like to see that go a step further, but you know, we don't know what the future will bring. Hopefully that is something that comes in. So that now leads us into arguably the biggest controversy that Chaos Awakes brought with it, and that is the events dungeon. Now, people moaned because it was hard, and I moaned at the people moaning because my argument was, of course it's hard. It has to be hard. The people that keep the lights on at Plarium and allow us to still have a game to play for free are the whales. So naturally, whether you like it or not, Plarium are going to cater to the whales before they cater to everyone else. If they didn't, that just wouldn't be good business. So getting mad about it isn't really the answer. And getting mad that stage 30 was too hard also isn't the answer. High-end content should be difficult. If we could just jump in and just smash the hardest stage on day one, there's no continuity, there's no pull for people to want to keep doing said event. Now, clearly a bit of community outrage definitely worked, because I think it was an 8-week event. I think at the 4-week mark, they actually nerfed the heck out of this dungeon. And it allowed me to go from, I was farming stage 25, it allowed me to do stage 30. I don't do 30, I do 28. 30 on auto is just a bit of a bloodbath. It's not reliable enough for me. But the fact is, we were given an event dungeon, which obviously gave us access to Pinpoint. Again, this is not, I don't know if you can call it free because it costs energy, but finally we got something to spend our energy on when we were in between events and fusions and stuff like that. I'm totally here for it. Did I enjoy this dungeon? Not really. I've kind of ignored the mechanics, as you can see here. I'm just smacking it. I'm using anything I can to keep myself alive, and I'm just smacking it until it dies. I'm pretty sure it's a 100% team, but you know, I haven't enjoyed it. I've just done it, but it's been really nice to have access to Pinpoint again. And one thing that has drastically changed for me in this update is because I've spent so much time in here and 99.9% of the drops are crap, I have made an absolute ton of silver. And I can't really complain about that. In the grand scheme of things, more silver is better. Shame about those boots, but again, like I say, it's more silver. So let's talk about some of the champions we got given. There's 3 that kind of jump off the page. I know more were introduced during the period of time, but you know, it all started with Tholin. He was all of the hype, all of the rage, and I made a video on him and I came to the conclusion that essentially he was just a DPS. You know, he wasn't particularly conditional, which is good, but at the end of the day, he is just a DPS. He smacks, he doesn't really bring much in the way of team utility, but I don't know, I fused him, and when I finished fusing him, I didn't build him. I think I tested him once for a video and went, he's okay. I still think he's kind of meh. So if you didn't fuse him, I really wouldn't worry about it. Ultimately, if you keep playing this game long enough, you're essentially going to get Marius. And if you're looking for an AoE DPS, there isn't really a comparison. Plus, then we had a Titus fusion, and whilst Titus isn't necessarily OP on his own, he is arguably quite niche. Put the right team around him, and he could just completely blow Tholin out of the water. We also have our new fusion that's going on at the moment, Crocad. I don't know if that's technically classed as Chaos Awakes, but at the end of the day, it's happened in that time frame. I'm kind of including it for the sake of this video. 2 okay fusions, because I'm still actually not at all sold on Crocad. He's just a DPS, but you know, we did get Titus, so that did change a lot for people. Now, what else did we get? I think one of the sort of headline champions of this whole affair was actually Balar the Lost. He's very, very cool. There were a bunch of events. I think there was like a Path of Light or Titan-esque style events that you could go for him. I know that I think one was a Deck of Fate or just shard pulling. He was very pricey in terms of that. I didn't go for him. He's probably the one I like the most out of all of the champions, but I got Tholin, I got one of the other ones that we'll talk about in a minute, and nothing really jumped off the page with Balar. I think he's great, and I think if you pulled him, you've pulled a stonking great legendary, but for my account, I just didn't feel the pull. So where did I get massively burned in Chaos Awakes? I think it was for this champion here. Where are you? Here we go. Grakos Tandrake. I pulled months and months and months worth of soul stones to get this guy, and he is officially my buyer's remorse for Chaos Awakes. I don't really value him. I have built him, you know, I've done his masteries, done his books, and I play tested him, and I really, you know, it just kind of wasn't working for me. I've got other champions that do what he does better. He's that weird hybrid in between, are you a DPS, are you a debuffer? Generally, if someone is both, their stat requirements are so freaking high that to get big results out of them, they just need to be in just utterly disgusting gear. And my utterly disgusting gear is actually on other champions, not Grakos. So just while I'm moaning, this can be on in the background. This is Tholin alongside Grakos. But yeah, there wasn't a whole lot more to Chaos Awakes, except for we just essentially had 2 months of ongoing events. We had our fusions, we had a few quality of life changes. There's actually some really good ones coming up soon. It's a shame they weren't included in this, but I think overall it actually has been quite a fun event, and the only metric I judge that on is, have I enjoyed playing the game over the last 2 months? Has anything new come to my account? Is my account better off for playing Chaos Awakes than if I'd have just taken 2 months off and done something completely different? And actually, yeah, I have enjoyed it. I am never going to sit here and say it's perfect, because it's far from, but I have had overall quite an enjoyable time playing this game. Maybe not the blowing all of my void shards for Senna and not getting Senna, but that's by the by. That's not Chaos Awake's fault. That's my own fault for trying to pull a champion that I knew I wasn't going to get. So there's nothing much more to say about it. Has my mind changed? No, it's just an event. It's just a game. No one's forcing you to play it. But I'll tell you what, I've had some good days playing it. Ultimately, it made me launch my YouTube account. That's, you know, that's really cool. I'm very grateful to everyone that's followed me through this, and I will be continuing to grow thanks to you. There's not much more to say. I'm not going to leave this Hydra run going because I already don't like it. There's just not enough control on the enemy team. Grakos just kind of doesn't, I don't know what it is. Tholin's good, but he's not great. Grakos is very, very underwhelming, but I've had fun, and that is the main thing. So before I close this video out, I have been saving a little something because I don't push particularly hard in events, because I like my resources more than I like big numbers. I have saved up a few of my Chaos Awakes crafting materials. Oh, don't do that. That's not how you do it at all. That would have been a fail. So I'm just going to craft my 3 relics. I'm going to massively hope for a mythical one, but we're probably going to get a bunch of rares. That's fine. This is Raid Shadow Legends. So starting with this, we got a rare, naturally. I don't think it's particularly good. Let's go in with the legendary ones, because why not? What we got? Come on. Another one of these gilded pinions. I'd have preferred the other one, but hey, can't complain. Legendary relic. On to the big one. I mean, I know we're going to get a legendary, but I really, really want a mythical. Come on. This is the one time after you burned me with Senna. Please give me something. I'll take it. I'll take it. And you know what? No more video because I don't want to ruin it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed Chaos Awakes as much as I now have. All that negativity, ignore that. It's great. Best event ever. See you later.